This used to be one of the most loved attractions in Epcot's history. A purple dragon, a bearded dreamer, a ride encapsulating imagination. But now, it's a ghost of what it once was, and hated by most Disney park fans. And if you've been back lately, you probably felt it too. But what if we could bring it back? Not as it was, but as it should be. So I've redesigned this entire ride, and I'm calling it Journey into Imagination Reignited. Welcome back to Project Tomorrow. I'm Mickey, and I help Disney superfans and theme park lovers reimagine the parks we love and imagine what they could be. Before this channel, I worked as a creative director and filmmaker, and now I bring that same storytelling lens to reimagine rides, lands, and full theme park experiences. So today, I'm redesigning one of the most beloved and butchered attractions in Disney history. When the original Journey into Imagination opened in 1983, it quickly became a cult classic. Dreamfinder and Figment, they weren't just characters, they were mascots for creativity. For decades, fans have held on to memories of a ride that was playful, profound, and most of all, full of heart. But over time, budget cuts and honestly misguided redesigns stripped away that soul. What we're left with today feels less like a celebration of imagination and more like an $8 million placeholder. This isn't just about nostalgia, this is about honoring what made Epcot special and imagining what it could still become. As a lifelong Disney fan, I've experienced every iteration of this ride, and this ride, these characters, it meant something to all of us. So I started thinking, what if we could bring it back? Not as it was, but as the redesign Kodak and Disney should have created in the year 2000. And since this ride doesn't exist yet, I'm using AI-generated concept art to help bring these scenes to life. Think of it like digital Imagineering, just enough to show you what's inside my head. One more quick note. You might notice throughout this that Figment kind of looks like a purple dragon, but not the dragon you know and love. That's just because working with AI and copyright things, I needed to make sure that it looked similar but not quite the same, so bear with me here. When you see a purple dragon, it is supposed to be Figment. But to build it right, I had to start from scratch. So firstly, it's built around a trackless ride system, like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or Rise of the Resistance. But in spirit it feels more like Tokyo's Pooh's Honey Hunt, or more importantly, Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. So there's some screens involved, some animatronics, and plenty of surprises. It's sort of a playful, poetic journey through art and imagination, borrowing from all of the best parts of those rides, with Figment leading the way. And before the ride even begins, you'll walk through a space that feels like a dream you almost remember. As you enter the new Imagination Pavilion, soft orchestral music swells. You walk beneath the iconic glass structure, surrounded by kinetic sculptures and interactive dream machines. The walls respond to your presence. Squiggles finish themselves and whispers ripple into color. It's not just a queue, it's a living gallery of ideas in motion. And at the center, a glowing orb, the Imagination Core. It pulses brighter with every step, every sound, every spark. Then the vehicles arrive, whimsical purple steampunk inspired, gliding silently forward. You're not heading into a museum, you're stepping into a dream still being written. The light dims, the shimmer fades, and the doors to the Imaginarium begin to open. Where do dreams begin? In a swirling starlit dome called the Imaginarium. The walls pulse with invention. It's part inventor's lab, part observatory, part dream incubator, and at the center of it all, the Dreamfinder. He's mid-monologue, tinkering with glowing dragon eggs and scribbled scrolls, while Figment causes chaos in the background. Ah! Visitors! Just in time! The Imaginarium is humming today! So many dreams, inventions, and doodles waiting to take flight! Suddenly, Figment bursts from a closet holding a golden feather.
The feather of imagination!
Then the dragon eggs begin to twitch, then hatch, sending sparks across the room. A gust of wind, Figment's feather lifts hovering above us. Well then, I suppose now is a perfect time to begin the journey. The room shimmers and lights swirl, and just like that, we're pulled into a portal of pure color and light. What if the world began as a sketch, and color brought it to life? We arrive in the canvas fields, a dreamy landscape where the sky is watercolor, the trees are pencil lines, and blank canvases hover mid-air, waiting to be imagined. Figment appears, floating in with a giant squiggle brush. "Let's play!" he shouts, then scribbles a wild looping line into the air. It twists, wiggles, and suddenly it reshapes into a wacky creature. This is the Squiggle Game, a living sketch pad where Figment draws spontaneous lines and then interprets what they'll become. Each doodle sparks another. The pace picks up, and shapes pop from the air. Sketches become sculptures of light and chalk. With a single sweep of a brush, color floods the landscape. Cool blues, fiery reds, and lush greens swirl around us, transforming sketches into living shapes. We pass through a rolling cascade of evolving imagery, until the brushstrokes fade, and form gives way to structure. A single hue can calm the soul, or set it ablaze. We drift past a campfire taking shape in chalk, glowing softly beneath a swirling sunset, and follow the rising path towards something more structured, more solid. What happens when imagination isn't just something you feel, but something you build? Now we enter a garden where buildings grow like blossoms. Stone, glass, and light shift with our movement, fluid and alive. Figment appears with a chisel and helmet, slightly too big, poking at a floating slab. He giggles, taps it twice, and it folds into a tiny abstract creature. One by one, other dragons begin to join in, each one shaping and reshaping pieces of the environment. Playful dragons sculpt impossible forms, gravity-defying staircases, bridges of vines, and towers that breathe like trees. Finally, a glowing path begins forming just ahead, a bridge made of glass and light assembling itself beneath our vehicle. It carries us upward, gently rising toward a shimmering archway built from giant open books. The world of words is calling. We drift through the arch of swirling storybooks into a massive surreal library. The space bends and twists with wonder. Books float, sentences swirl, and the written word becomes a stage. Stories unfold all around us. Each tale spins into life. Myths, poems, adventures. From spooky stories to sweet dreams, from legends to lullabies, words are the spark behind every great idea. At the center of the room, a large glowing book sits open. Its pages empty until music arrives and lifts us into something new. What if music didn't just fill the air, but filled you? We enter a vast, quiet space. The walls are dark. The floor beneath us is like polished obsidian. We're surrounded by silence until a single note echoes through the dark. Colors melt down the walls. The floor shimmers. Here, music becomes emotion made visible. Figment's early attempts create chaos, but when he begins to play from the heart, the space responds. Melodies ripple through the room, turning sounds into light and feeling into flight. The music swells, color blooms, light dances. It feels like the journey has reached a peak, like nothing could possibly go wrong. Then, something breaks. The music stumbles. Colors bleed. Everything begins to unravel. Words, shapes, and dreams collapse into gray. It's a moment of stillness, of doubt. Then, a flicker. One soft glow, center stage. A beam of golden light cuts through the dark. The Dreamfinder. Even when everything fades, your spark remains. The light strengthens, becomes a beam, golden and focused. It cuts right through the darkness like a projector, showing a new path forward. We're drawn into it and lifted upward toward a shimmering screen of light. And just like that, we're inside the next world. What if every form of imagination, sight, sound, story, emotion, could live in a single frame? Now, the dream becomes a film. Scenes from our journey flicker to life on a curved, glowing screen. But this cinema doesn't just show imagination, it becomes it. The screen bursts open, revealing a vibrant soundstage where Figment leaps between sets and genres. Every idea we've seen converges here in one final creative burst, before dissolving into golden stardust. We rise into the clouds for one final breathtaking moment. All the dragons return, each glowing with the creativity of their realm. Together, they paint the sky with imagination, swirling color, music, words, and light. Then the world softens. A mirror appears ahead. But it doesn't show us who we are. It shows us as dreamers, lit from within. From above, a familiar top hat floats down, and a golden feather tucks into its band. And softly, the dragons begin to sing. Their voices carry us forward as if passing the torch. The spark of imagination is no longer theirs, it's ours. And with that, the ride draws to a close, but the dream continues. This isn't just a ride, it's a reminder that imagination is messy, powerful, and worth protecting. So why hasn't Disney done this yet? Honestly, budget, but also vision. And that's why this community matters. We get to dream boldly, no approvals required, and no money really required. And hey, I have more ride concepts coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed, you won't want to miss what's next. Oh, and before you leave, after your flight through imagination, you don't just exit into daylight. You land into a reimagined Imageworks, a playground for the mind. Think hands-on creative stations, music experiments, animation tools, and dreamscapes you can actually walk through. And yes, the gift shop returns to its full glory, but this time, it's a celebration of creative spark. So, limited edition dragons, Dreamfinder design kits, steampunk hats and glasses for kids who want to keep imagining long after the ride ends. We don't go to Disney just for thrills. We go to feel something, to remember what it's like, to believe in possibility. The original journey into imagination sparked generations of dreamers, and maybe this is the reigniting it always deserved. So if this reimagining spoke to you, go ahead and leave a comment down below. What part would you love to ride the most? And if you want more behind the scenes designs, sketches, and early concepts and video releases, you can join my Imagineers Lounge over on Patreon. I'd love to have you there. Till next time, thanks for watching.